And the next question is, how easy is it to set up the integration? Between the two systems, setting up the API integration is actually not difficult at all. It's just through a developer website to be able to make the connection with our SOS inventory account, and the actual coding and work is done on Connectpointz to bring the data in and out of the system.
I'd like to add that there is probably some customization in, because we integrate with the client's existing tools that they want to keep. So if they have their own 3PL, if they have their own separate accounting software, if we have to pick up information from PIM, all of that's going to be reflected in our process flow. So the process flow is somewhat flexible. The integration itself with SOS and Connectpointz is very simple.
Another one says, can you integrate SOS inventory with auto entry from the purchasing slide of SOS? If it's sales purchase, yes, the AOP rules will help do that. You can actually key on different sales coming in and actually automate some of those processes. But the actual connection between the two will be automated as well. So another question came in saying, did I understand you right during the presentation? Can you automate the process for updating my inventory across all sales channels? We oversell all the time because our inventory is out of sync. What we would like to reduce that. So Mike, I know both of us can probably add a little bit to that. As sales come in, of course, everything in our system rely on those sales, and as we get those items from the sales, we reduce those available for sale numbers, and then our API has that for you to pull. And I think you've mentioned this, but I don't know if you want to reiterate that point about what you do with that data.
We pull SOS for inventory on a regular basis. So SOS is maintaining your actual inventory as much as possible, right? Because they're manufacturing with it usually, and they track in what you have in your warehouse at one point and keeping that up to date. We pull that from SOS and distribute it to all of your sales channels on intervals, which can be predetermined. So it can be as often as every 5 minutes. It could be twice a day, once a week, whatever makes sense for both parties.
Okay, so the next question, Mike, it's directing at Connectpointz. I'm not sure how to answer this one. It says, will Connectpointz work with Canada and our taxes?
Well, it works with Canada. As far as the taxes, we've dealt with that in the past for several Canadian companies, from Walmart Canada, Sobeys, Canadian Tire, etc. Hudson Bay, and each one of them has a little different policy of how to deal with that. In some cases, we have to add the evaluated tax, and other times it's a line item on the invoice. We have plenty of Canadian customers. We have plenty of U.S. customers selling Canada. So we've dealt with it, and it depends. It's a case-by-case basis, as it turns out, dictated by where the vendor is located, where the sale is located, and what the specifications for that retailer are. So how do they want the Canadian taxes added to it?
Okay. I know on our end, when we receive the sales orders and sales receipts, they're preset, so we're getting them in as complete sales with all the information on there. So the next question is, can you provide an idea of pricing? So that's good because it's a customizable solution. It kind of like, we have to really look at that on a case-by-case basis. And in some instances now with SOS inventory, our prices are listed on our website. So it'd be whatever level of plan, because we have 3 levels of our plans for our side. So it'd just be looking at which level of plan you need, and just 15% off that. I don't have those calculated out in front of me, unfortunately, but we can get those back to you as well.
Our pricing is also on our Connectpointz website, which the pricing there you'll see is for basically standalone, not so much integrated with SOS and all the customization of it, but it gives you a good starting price point. You can get a good look at our Connectpointz pricing on the pricing tab on Connectpointz website, and then we can talk about what type of integrations do you need, what kind of complexity do you need to apply to the data. For instance, do you want to use a different accounting software? Is there a PIM involved? Any kind of customization to the data, like if you see this, build it as a kit or something like that, or unbuild it as a kit to present to SOS, things like that maybe have a variable what the integration cost is. But it's going to be low cost. It's not. We pride ourselves on our low cost and efficient solutions.
So a question came in about, can Connectpointz connect with Commerce Hub and ShipStation?
Absolutely. Yep. Not a problem.
There we go. Another question came in, and this probably will be a little bit on your side, Mike, to start out. It says, we've avoided doing business with Walmart because we're afraid of potential chargebacks if we can't comply with their EDI requirements. Will this solution take care of this for us?
In many cases, yes. There are, shipping logistics rules. You have to follow the vendor guide and route, accordingly, which we have no control over. That would be in your warehouse. However, from the data compliance standpoint, yeah, we have built-in rules and we follow maps that Walmart publishes, whether it's B2C or Walmart Marketplace, or whether it's bulk orders from Walmart. Walmart itself, as from bulk order, if you're speaking about wholesale orders, their EDI specifications are actually very simple compared to some others, and we don't get charged. Our clients never get chargebacks from Walmart. So I don't know what the scary part of that is. You have to label the carton a specific way, namely have the PO number on it and identifying the contents of the carton, plus a ship to and ship from label with a UCC 128 code on it. Walmart's actually one of the easier ones to fulfill and not get chargebacks from my standpoint.
One question came in about, I feel like SOS already does integrate with Shopify. Is this a better connection? How is it different? So both connections are actually really usable. It just depends on where you want to consolidate your sales points. If you have Shopify going through Connectpointz, they will format the sale and send it back to us, and then they can pull the information such as the inventory quantities and that type of information to send back to Shopify. However, we do have a direct integration with SOS with Shopify as well. And if you wanted to go that route, then the orders come from Shopify directly into SOS without any middle operations need to be done. And then we can send information back, such as the new inventory numbers, direct to Shopify. So there is a little bit of a difference there, but it just depends on how you want to set up your entire sales package, your environment. So we started out this today. We stated this is an online ecosystem of applications, and putting them together is just what is optimum for your particular situation.
Hey, Dale, if you don't mind, I want to add on to that. I think maybe in this question, if they don't, a couple of simple things like a Shopify store, SOS inventory, and let's say QuickBooks Online, they could do all of that directly with SOS without no need for Connectpointz for that. Connectpointz steps in when you have other sales channels that maybe SOS can't connect to, like we talked about Walmart and bulk orders, wholesale orders, and other accounting softwares and other 3PLs that other than ShipStation and other than QuickBooks, right? So when this gets more complex and your community gets bigger, your trading community gets bigger, it's probably likely you need to talk to us about Connectpointz on adding Connectpointz to SOS.
Definitely, I more than agree with that, especially if they need the EDI package. The last question, will it connect to QuickBooks Online and send the online invoice there? So when the orders come into SOS, we're connected to QuickBooks Online Direct. That's our main functionality, actually. So when those orders process through to invoices in SOS, those invoices will go to QuickBooks Online and affect your revenue and the other accounts as needed within QuickBooks.
Okay, so on behalf of our team here today, thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you all for attending.
Thanks all.